America is looking for more terrorists linked to the Brussels attack on the subway station and the airport. I used to communicate with ISIS members in the comments and CNN videos and some of my videos about Boko Haram and what have you. They made it clear to me that some of them know who the intelligence operatives are and that they're in the same secret societies as they are, and they're quite aware of that. And they all have a greater agenda to follow, and they have been assured that their families will be taken care of and that their concerns will be addressed. So they play their part in the New World Order. As many of you know, many of the ISIS members are mercenaries who are simply paid more by ISIS to do the same jobs they did in other groups such as Al-Nusra, Al-Qaeda, and different jihadist organizations like the Islamic Jihad and Hamas. And there's many, many more. These are the famous ones, really. So as I was talking to them and I was asking them, what is this radical movement really about? Is it really about taking over the world? And they said, well, yes, some of us believe that, but the majority of us simply do not want Western culture to force us to conform. And I agree with them on that. I've been talking about that for a long time. I'm still talking about that. I said, yes, I can see where you're coming from. You're more righteous than they are, and I'm going to make videos. And for those of you who haven't paid attention, I have made videos saying that ISIS is more righteous than America, and I have definitively proven it. And America, with all its resources, with its $700 billion plus defense budget, could not disprove a single key point, including the 20 or so videos I made where the key point is ISIS is more righteous than America. They live by propaganda and not by truth. So as you see my combos, keep in mind that I'm covertly drugged. And recently they've been heavily drugging me. And before that they were drugging me heavily. And even if they stopped, I'd still certainly feel the effects of it for a year or so at least afterwards. And there are some permanent long-term effects. So these are people who cannot disprove my key points, even though they are covertly drugging me. And it affects my brain, my mental performance, my martial arts performance, and even my oratory skills. My public speaking skills. And yet they can't disprove me, and they have really failed to make me sound like a babbling idiot and confound my speech. So I would like to say to all you cowards in the psychological operations units, the pussies in the FBI, the psychological warfare doing feminists and gays, consider your attempts to confound my speech confounded, you pussies. Furthermore, I would like to point out what was pointed out to me. They are tired of feminists influencing their women to worship the devil. And when I looked into it, I found that they are right. And I've been speaking on feminism for years ever since. They are tired of homosexuals pushing their agenda. For those of you who recall, ISIS members threw a homosexual off the roof. Now you might ask yourself, well, why such an extreme stance? Because they associate homosexuality and feminism with Satanism, and they are right to do so. Now, I'm not saying ISIS is righteous, but they are more righteous than America, and nowhere near as righteous as I am. Furthermore, they are tired of a bunch of godless heathens pushing quote-unquote secular humanism and using mental health to do it. Okay, these are the true Islamists among them. The rest are mercenaries that serve godless heathens, as soon as they make an offer. And the intelligence agencies have gone to great lengths to identify which is which and to try to set it up so that the sellouts are the ones in positions of power and that the real Islamists make up the rank and file, or they're the soldiers, the foot soldiers. You see, America is a satanic nation. And they couldn't defeat me even though they were covertly drugging me. These are cowards that I'm talking about. Okay, I've lived here for many years. I'm in my 30s. I've lived here my entire life. I've studied it as an unbiased observer, as a nonconformist, from a sociological perspective. My perspective is one of the few valid perspectives in this whole nation, on this country as a whole, because no one pays me to say it. I'm not part of any group, okay? And I'm not part of any mainstream culture or even any publicly acknowledged subculture of America or any popular counterculture in America. I'm looking at this pretty much as from an outsider's point of view from within, if that makes sense. And I'm telling you, these people are sick. The sickos run the mental health industry. A bunch of psychos, a bunch of unscrupulous, unnatured knaves to perform eugenics every single moment of every day in this nation. 65 million preventable deaths that no one ever even mentions in the news. They might mention one group, they'll say, well, this group of people, there's this many deaths related to malaria. They are to domestic violence and so on and so forth. They might mention they won't all ever put it together and get to the bottom of it and talk about the philosophies behind it. They never do that. Because they know if they take that approach, it's only a matter of time before a scholar comes out and says it's Satanism that has caused this, homosexuality and the indifference that it creates. It's the New World Order. It is feminism. It is atheism. And it is racism or eugenics. Social biology and the direction that it has taken. Social Darwinism, scientific racism, scientific Satanism. So they refuse to address these things. That's why ISIS attacked Brussels. That's why the Belgian authorities have their panties in a bunch. Intelligence agencies raising hell. Have you ever wondered, for instance, why there has never been a single major terrorist attack in this country that wasn't immediately followed by a response which was in the best interest of the globalists? And ever since 9/11, where have been the major terrorist attacks? What, the Fort Hood shooting? You think that's the best they can do? 1% of America is Muslims. Okay? And you think that's the best they could do? They have a global agenda, and they want to make America seem like the model nation of democracy. A shining example of what your nation can be like if you sell out to the New World Order. That's why they're doing this abroad. You people don't understand what's going on here. Americans are the terrorists. Who has the motive? America. Who has the means? America. Who's in power? America. Who has the indifference? America. Whose philosophies allows for this to happen and to continue? America. Islam means peace. Satanism means conformity, cowardice, selfishness, shallowness, materialism, evilness, and lies. Lies. Propaganda. Lies. The Americans are killing 65 million plus people every year. And it's the secret societies such as the cowardly Freemasons, the Theosophical Society, the Pilgrims Society, the Trilateral Commission, Bohemian Club, Council on Foreign Relations, Bilderberg, and the Business Roundtable, the Gay Roundtable, and every single feminist group which contributes to the major cause of preventable death, which is abortion. 43 million people are aborted every single year. And Islam and Christianity are against this. The population control crowds such as the Rockefellers are in charge, and they will not allow religious people of high moral substance to prevent them from slaughtering people. It is a genocide. It is illegal. And their psychological operations violate the Nuremberg Code. They violate United Nations resolutions, and they continue to do it. Geneva Conventions have certain guidelines for treatments of prisoners of war. They find little ways to label them terrorists instead of prisoners of war and little bitch shit like that, so they can take advantage of loopholes and abuse. And there's a bunch of redneck cowards who are prostituting their children, and a bunch of conformist ninnies in the left who are prostituting their children to the New World Order as they fight for this oppression, which is going to turn around and enslave their children in the very nation they thought was superior. These inferior forms of life. And in case you forgot, their philosophies are Satanism, criminality, LGBT philosophies, feminism, atheism, and racism / eugenics. I have a $3,000 martial arts challenge, $1,000 to anyone who can definitively disprove any key point that I haven't corrected myself already, and $25 just to show up to the top martial arts challenge. Almost 3 years now. They're hiding like bitches, and everyone who has stepped up has been destroyed. 10-0. This nation of weaklings, this nation of sluts, now you people see the price you pay for shunning a good man. The price you pay for killing 65 million people and putting your complex first. And they have the nerve to tell me that they have their priorities straight. Your selfish complex and your pursuit of complex related nonsense is having your priorities straight, you fucking cowards? Man up for once in your lives. Act like a real lady for once in your lives. And I'm not talking to you men, you effeminate, gender feminist queers. Fuck a gold-digging Babylonian whore. For those of you who pay attention to my channel, shout-outs, and you've seen this before on my Google Plus posts, and you've seen this in my edited videos before. This very Mimi. That's how we do over here, See how she got a shovel, right? See how she's dressed all nice and she's cute and ditzy. Yup. And a lot of you don't know that some of these so-called educated women are pretty much the same as this bitch. At least the bitch who's like this, who's dumb, at least she has the excuse that she's fucking dumb, right? She's dumb. She doesn't know that makes her a soulless whore, or she does know it, but she doesn't truly appreciate it. But if you're smart, how much more pathetic are you, Anyway, so there's gold-digging whores prostituting themselves to the New World Order, shunning religious men who practice what is taught in their religion and what they preach. Feminism says, don't slut shame. And then they turn around and complain about women being objectified in commercials and so on and so forth. Very interesting how that works. It's like it's okay for the woman to objectify herself, but for the people to advertise that objectification, they're wrong. You see how women can do no wrong and there's an appalling double standard? Let's not forget that they are hypocrites that make it harder for heterosexual Christian women, which just happen to be the majority of women in America. And how do they do that? Well, they promote gender feminism and homosexuality, which goes against the religions of the majority of women in America. So they don't represent the needs and the views of the majority of women. That's also reflected in the statistics. Only 40% of women identify themselves as feminists. But they rather represent the desires of the elite. Well, how do we know that? Well, because, the elite controls the popular culture, and feminism is part of popular culture. That's why there's, damn near like 20 times more feminists than there are lesbians. Even though feminism, when you truly look at it, is a satanic lesbian movement. We'll get into that in a moment. See, they do what they claim to do what they think is in women's best interest, but is actually not. And others know that damn well. And they are, satanic feminists. Just Google satanic feminism, and you will be surprised at how popular it is. You see, their complexes have prevented them from giving me my respect. And they have shunned countless good men who put their lives on the line to fight for honor and all that is right. Where are the women doing the same? Well, there are some, but let's face it. Christian men are the burden bearers of the true movements of the people in this nation. And the war on Islam, or the war on radical or fundamental Islam, is a stepping stone for a war on Christianity and the morality in the Bible, which is in the best interest of who? Big pharma, secret societies that reject the prophet's revelations in favor of their own deistic or scientific Luciferian philosophies and doctrines. 40% of women, remember, label themselves feminists. In a satanic society where social norms and mainstream culture is promoted by the elite. And they have gone to great lengths to make you think that they cater to popular demand, when in fact they create the demand and they have the supplies just waiting. They're working on the supplies, and then they're also working on the demand to keep themselves relevant. For example, Nike, right? If Nike did not work on, making their company popular, would they still be relevant to this day? So even on a very basic level, we all understand that marketing is about keeping companies relevant and about controlling popular culture and maintaining the demand or increasing the demand for said company or said product. So when you think about it, that proves by default, if you believe, which most of us believe, that the government is satanic, that feminism must be satanic because it was created by the satanic elite. Even when we look at America's first feminist, was she an average person? She was the wife of a fucking president. Wake up. Abigail Adams. And she was more righteous, more respectable than the third wave feminists. You see, Satanists are everywhere. Their numbers are innumerable. And they hate me because of my conduct. My revolutionary conduct. It's impeccable, blameless, and above reproach, irreproachable. So they hate me. These gold-digging Babylonian whores hate me. That means I am doing something very, very right. And I couldn't be more proud of myself. Everyone clap with me. Yeah, pat myself on the back, on both backs. I'm doing it right. All the scum in society are gang-stalking me and targeting me. I am doing a beautiful job. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, God, for helping me do the right thing and for showing me that I am, by having all the scum in the world hating on me like the bitches, and I do mean bitches, they are. Amen.